The theme of this vlog is just chaos. You know, we all deserve treats every now and then. We have decided to hire a studio assistant. So we have a glass of wine. Alan, you can't eat that for dinner, there's no greens. It has pesto and tomatoes. So healthy. Client's content calendar all sorted on Trello for the next month ahead. I'm just stressy Betty today. I just watched that clip back because it's 6:30 in the morning and I don't trust myself to film anything in focus. And I was just looking at my pajama pants and I'm like, is that what my pajamas look like? They just like float up around my ankle. This is tall people problems. Like, no pants are ever long enough for us. Everything is 3/4 length. Oh, wake up. Gosh, not a morning person. Here's something I prepared earlier. Oh wow. Oh, that really does work. Do you think it helped my puffy eyes? This camera kind of makes my skin look absolutely flawless with the lighting and the blurred background. That's a lie. I usually do not care this much about my morning appearance, but today I'm doing a live webinar and over 400 people have registered for it, so kind of want to look halfway decent. Am I nervous? Yes. Have I done this before? Yes. Will I be totally fine? Yes. Am I quite excited to have some fun and talk about my job and my work and social media management and pricing? Yes, I am. Let's get the computer going. Time check, 6:54. That took me way too long to actually get out of bed and do anything. The spoons didn't work. I'm so tired. You know what's so ironic is I literally set the time for this webinar. Here she is, here's the workbook. And then these are my presentation notes, which I won't show you because I don't want this video to be like super educational and boring. I really want it to be like behind the scenes fun stuff. Like 10 minutes talking to you guys. Apparently I haven't. Ironically, I was talking to you about how everything keeps going wrong this morning and then I didn't even press record on my camera. I'm going live in 12 minutes. I've just discovered my heatless curls for some reason. I don't know if I've done it when my hair is too damp, but it's like, it's wet. And I put them in there at like 7 p.m, maybe even 6:30 last night. I also feel really sick. I've run to the toilet twice. Let's leave it at that. I cannot find the cord for my studio light. I have this really massive, there you can see it here, this is my studio light. It currently has no cable to connect it to power, which is kind of essential. I wish I was one of those like happy vloggers to follow on YouTube. Like, I'm just stressy Betty today. The chaos. This is chaos of being an entrepreneur. Can you tell my hair's wet? Do we just roll with it? On the plus side, I have done a webinar before where I showed up an hour early and started the live at the wrong time. So no one showed up and I was feeling really sad. And then I got an hour in and like a flood of people entered the webinar. And I was like, oh, I got the wrong time. So, you know, baby steps, at least we haven't done that this time. The theme of this vlog is just chaos. I finished my live training and I am gonna be honest, I just had a cry, a fat cry about it. And another person has just sent me a grumpy email, fantastic. And I don't know what it is, but everybody, like, I literally can't make anyone happy. That's what it feels like at the moment. Like, I've had over 400 people last time I checked. Yesterday might be up to 500 by now. 500 people, let's say, signed up for this training, and I've just been getting emails, people complaining that I haven't sent the right links to them when I have, people saying they haven't been accepted to the Facebook group when I have, people complaining that I emailed them too much. So it's like, I can't win. I'm either emailing them too much or I'm not emailing them enough. Someone was complaining that the calendar links were the wrong time, and I've specifically said so many times and in all of my emails, I'm based in New Zealand. If you click on the calendar link, it will convert to your time zone, which does mean for some people it will be a different day. And I'm just like, I don't want to cry again. I'm trying so hard. I'm doing this all for free, all out of my own time schedule. I've spent 2 months planning this thing, and it's so freaking disheartening for people to just like hate on me for it. And it's so unfortunate because I do these lives because I usually have so much fun. And the fact that I'm just like not having fun, it's just so disappointing. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll upload this onto YouTube because it's just not the fun vlog that I wanted it to be now. Semi-successful afternoon. We have been to the gym. I have signed up for this fun new app. This isn't sponsored, this is just me trying to get excited about working out again. It's called the Alive app. It was created by like a YouTuber and TikToker who's super famous, but like I love it when an influencer launches something and you're like, this is legit. Like, this girl is launching a business, this app is so good. So I'm trying really hard to lift more weights and do like full body workouts because that's something that I don't usually do. But recently I've had a lot of issues with my back. Yay, aging. And when I talked to my friend Eliza, who's a physio, she was like, you just need to strengthen your back muscles. And I was like, I feel seen. And it's so funny because I get really intimidated because a lot of the like exercises are quite new and I don't know how to do them, and I feel like such a noob, especially in the weightlifting area because it's like so predominantly men and guys like lifting heavy weights, and I'm here with my little like 3 kg flies, which was like the one thing I tried to get a video of. I thought I'd do a cute gym montage, but then it hit 4 o'clock and heaps of people showed up to the gym, so I didn't want to film and I got embarrassed. But I was there with my little weights being like, this is embarrassing, but we're gonna do it. And as you can see, I'm in a significantly better mood than I was earlier because of that. I also, speaking of health, looking after ourselves, I also went and had an x-ray and an ultrasound on my hip because that's been really sore for quite a while, so we're gonna find out what the issue is there. I'm currently working over on the big screen writing up tomorrow's presentation because I've got 3 days of free trainings, and I'm just kind of trying to write the presentations during the challenge as well so I can get really good like feedback. Like, we had lots of questions on contracts, so I'm making sure that's in the next challenge and everything. Kind of ironic that I had some negative feedback this morning because the reason I haven't uploaded on YouTube in a very long time was because I really just let like the opinions of others get to me. Like, I think there's also, yes, I've been busy with other things in my business and focusing on other social platforms, but I've always loved YouTube and loved watching YouTube, and it just like really got to me how opinionated people are in the comment section on YouTube, and like people leaving comments that they didn't like my videos. And that is why for, I want to say the past like 5 months, I've only put up travel vlogs because those are purely selfish. That's just me wanting to document my travels. And for a while now, I've been thinking about jumping back onto YouTube, and what I'm really trying to embrace this year is not caring so much about what other people think, and actually recognizing that it's totally normal for some people not to like me, and for some people not to like what I'm doing. And I just reminded myself of that this afternoon, or this morning, after today's live session, when I had emails coming through and like a lot of nasty like comments that were completely uncalled for and completely not my fault, completely user error on their end. But I think it's a numbers game. If you've got 500 people coming to a live event, someone's not going to be able to find links, someone's going to get angry at you, someone's going to be demanding. People have different expectations, and I just really want to take a breath and just keep reminding myself that actually it's okay if Susie doesn't like me and thinks that the way I run my business isn't good, because there's actually other people out there who do love my business, who are aligned with what I talk about, and they are going to be my future clients, my future students. They are the people that I want in my circles. And like, it's actually okay to just do what you want and never mind the people that hate on it, because you don't want them as customers or clients anyway. You want to build your community. And I think that's something a lot of people working in social media struggle with, because it's like human nature that we just want to be liked, right? We want to be friends, we want to fit in. This is literally human nature. And I was working through my presentation, and one of the things I do with my free trainings to try optimize it for more sales is to drop in testimonials and case studies of my students that link into what I'm teaching. So I was hunting around for some testimonials talking about like contracts, because as I said, I was adding some info on contracts to this training. And I was just reading through, I have this folder on my computer where I have all of my like testimonials and nice messages that my students or people who listen to the podcast have sent me. And I was just looking through this and I was like, damn, Ellen, like don't let these haters get you, because there's so many people whose life you have had an impact on. And it's just really awesome when I read some of these. Like, let me just read this one for you. It says, I just wanted to let you know, Alan, there are a lot of social media management courses out there, but you stood out 100% with your friendliness and approachability. I feel like you genuinely care about each one of your students on a personal level, and that's what sold me. That I'm so excited to learn from you. And like, that's just such a good reminder, because I have all of these shitty people today who are just on my case and making, you know, demands for my free training. And then I'm like, actually, no, there's really good people out there who value what I'm doing and who do connect with my teaching style and my approach to business, and they will find me. We just sometimes need to cut through the shitty people a little bit to find the right people. Okay, wow, this camera looks really good in this setup. Hi, we're in the studio. I've had a lot of really nice comments and people finding our YouTube channel through the vlog I uploaded a few months ago now of opening our content studio. So I'm gonna link that down below if you haven't caught that video already. It's a really fun vlog documenting the whole process. If you're interested in setting up your own studio or even just like a business, it's really interesting to like come along with me as I open the space. But I thought today I'd bring you along in my day and also give you some studio updates. It is now Thursday, so it's been 3 days since I last picked up the camera. I finished up my live challenge, all of my live classes. You can see one of our updates to the space behind me. We've added some floral decals and also a feature wall down that end of the studio, which I'm going to shoot some content at in a second so I can show you that space. We have officially been open for 7 months now, I think. It's been a lot more work than I really thought it was going to be when we initially wanted to open this space. It's also been really different learning about just like the seasonality of having like a physical business here in New Zealand. January was like such a write-off of a month for us because everybody was just on holiday. Like nobody in New Zealand is doing business. It's summer holidays, people are away at the beach. Nobody is like in that working zone, so that was quite like difficult for us to learn, and like it's still that first year of business where we're learning things like this. We have skylights in the space, so like sometimes when I film from certain angles I feel like it looks like I've got like a light on, and it's literally just like our ceiling. Like there she is, the skylight. It's so cool. Today I'm also sending out interview requests. We listed a job for the studio, so speaking of, you know, admin and how much time all of this stuff takes, we have decided to hire a studio assistant to kind of help with these kind of things. So I think like as an overall update, we've really had fun like adding in new features to the studio. We've got a really nice recurring customer base, which is great. If you've like set up a studio and then people keep coming back and using it, like that's a massive tick in the box. We also have a wedding that's happening here in April that I'm so excited for. Like I've never been so excited for a stranger's wedding before, but that's going to be in the space. We're hoping to break more into some of those events, but it has been a lot of hustling, a lot of networking, a lot of outreach, really trying to stay consistent with the social content as well. There's definitely a correlation between how much we post on social media and how many bookings that we're getting. And like, I'm still so proud of the space. I mean, like if I turn the camera here, like look at this. Look at this gloriousness. You can't even see me. I get terrified every single month when we've got to pay rent and all of our expenses, and I'm not going to lie to you and say that this is an easy business model to have, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm also really enjoying just using the space myself. I'm trying to come up here once a week and do like a little work day like today. And yeah, on the agenda for the rest of the day, I'm going to shoot some content here for my business. We've got one meeting and then I'm going to do a content calendar for a client. is done, and I have been trying to power through and get my clients' content calendar all sorted on Trello for the next month ahead. And this is another one of the issues I have coming back to the studio. It's like doing these kind of viewings and then finding out like this person's come out in for a half-hour viewing, which I understand they had a very specific product that they needed to see if it was going to fit in the space. But they've come in for half an hour. That's like half an hour of my time. It's also like the time coming up here and whatever. And then they're booking in for like a 2-hour session. And we're struggling at the moment. Like, we've made our 2-hour sessions a really good price, and a lot of studios don't offer those. And it is a good deal, so I understand the attraction. But it's frustrating when the majority of our bookings are just getting the 2-hour time slot. And I know they're not gonna have enough time to get all the content that they want. So I try advise people, but that is the tendency with these studio hires, is people are just looking for the cheapest hire possible, which can be really frustrating being the one owning the business. You know, we've had people book in for like 2 hours and then stay 4 hours, almost 4 hours, and like that's really not on. So the past few months has been sorting out lots of like kinks like that in our communication. How do we be like really clear with people? How do we be really clear with like check-in instructions and working all of that stuff out? And it's just frustrating that those little things take so much time when I just want to be here like making fun content. I did, however, just post a little reel on the Mackenzie Studios Instagram page. I did this cute little thing that I saw Katie Stickley, I think that's her name, do. And it's like 9 B-roll ideas. So it's going through and showcasing to people how they can use the studio. I've also pre-recorded some stories to post tomorrow. I love doing that when I'm like glammed up, I'm in the studio, I've got makeup on. It's like, let's pre-record some content. Let's get some things in the bank, and then I can post them on the weekend when I don't want to create content, or just on a day when I'm not looking so glamorous. It is 10 to 6. I am very tired. I stayed up too late reading. I'm currently reading the Throne of Glass series for anyone that's into like books on TikTok. It's very popular fantasy book. I'm loving it, and it's too good that I stay up too late reading it. But I did manage to get my client content calendar done. I also edited up a reel for myself, like a little soundbite from the live training that I did, and I added like some fun little like pop-ups and captions and things to it. So that took a bit of time, because when you record like a live stream like that and I just want like a 1-minute snippet for Instagram, I have literally an hour's worth of footage to like find my 1-minute snippet. Emails have been done today. I have been to the gym, and now I have a little smoothie. Oh, that's what I was going to update you on. I got my scans back, my x-ray and stuff from my hip, and I have some sort of small tear, like a really small 3mm tear in my like limb. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what it is. I have some physio to do. I also have a snapping hip syndrome. I've signed up for like a little 8-week challenge, so it tracks it and then sends you little like reminders. In terms of the workouts, they all have little like videos, so I can kind of like click on this and it will play a video of her doing the exercise, and then you can enter and track your weights for each exercise as well, which has been really handy for me, because like today, this was the second time today I was doing like a pull track, and it meant I could be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna do 3 kgs on this one. And then I looked at the app and I was like, what? I did 6 kgs last time? Okay, Alan. So it kind of helps me keep track of everything, and I really want to give everything like a really good go. I set up my camera to film a cute little montage of my morning, and next thing I know it's 3 o'clock and I haven't even talked to you guys. I've just recorded a podcast episode. I've done 2 interviews for our studio assistant role, and I have the 3rd interview with someone else starting in just a minute. I feel like I've been caught up doing lots of like admin tasks today, replying to messages. I have been making some content for my own Instagram, and I like scheduled up a whole bunch of email newsletters, but the day is just disappearing on me. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this next interview. Fingers crossed we've got another good potential candidate. My neighbors are having a party next door, so hopefully you can hear me. Finished work, and it's Friday, so we have a glass of wine. Ellie and I just watched a couple of episodes of Drive to Survive. Love it. That show's made me such an F1 fan. And he's gone to meet a friend for dinner, so I'm gonna have what TikTok has dubbed a girl dinner. I have had a very healthy week. All of my salads, all of my good healthy eating, get my protein for the gym, and today I had a rest day from the gym and I was like, you know what, let's have a girl dinner. So we are talking delicious bread, and we are talking some yummy meats, some yummy cheese, maybe some of this pesto, some tomatoes, why not? Also just I have a little money tracker for saving for a house deposit, which isn't great to see when you definitely bought the expensive cheese from the supermarket. So for anyone who is unfamiliar in the concept of girl dinner, this is where you take a whole bunch of snacks and you turn it into a dinner as a little special treat. So that's the vibe, that's what's happening here. Pesto maybe in the center. We'll do the pesto in the center. Vibes. Vibes are immaculate. This is girl dinner. Probably not going to eat all of the cheese and bread. That's okay. But for my mum who's like, Alan, you can't eat that for dinner. There's no greens. It has pesto and tomatoes. So healthy. No, it's not healthy, but this is a great dinner. This is a treat. You know, we all deserve treats every now and then. Just ignore the fact that I'm also going to high tea this weekend. Goodbye!